Hey,
Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 32 of The Weird Turn Pro. I'm Mo Strummel in Nashville, Tennessee.
I'm Jason Winfield in Lamont, PA. We got a extra special show today. We've got a double header. Mickey Zetts, who is an alum of the Weird Turn Pro, will be on later today, sharing a brand new video and talking about a topic very dear to his heart. But first, we're going to bring in Sandee Facy.
Before we bring her on, though, let me just go over the gift certificate thing
Oh,
for today. Right. So we have, as you know, we give our guests a gift certificate when they come on from Belcourt Taps. Rose at Belcourt Taps has graciously allowed us to give a gift certificate away to our guests, but she also lets us give one away to a viewer. So the way we choose the viewer that we give it away to is we usually ask a question. So here's today's question. When the zombies broke up, right around the time, I want to see Jason's face as I say this. When the zombies broke up, right around the time of the season came out,
okay.
A sort of a shaky promoter in the States put together a fake zombies band, which then toured the country as the Zombies. But eventually the zombies heard about it and told them they had to shut it down. When they shut it down, two of the members of that band picked up a third member and became what famous band? Ooh. So that's your question for today for the gift certificate. You need to tell us what the band was that formed as a result of the fake zombies being disbanded. All right, there you go. First person that puts it in the comments site. No looking on Google. Come on, figure this out. Here we go. All right, I think it's time to bring Sandee on. So let's bring
Welcome,
Sandee on.
Sandee
Here she
Facy.
comes.
Yay!
Hi,
Good
Sandee. How are
afternoon,
you?
guys. Good morning from
It's after.
Australia.
Happy
Yeah. What
Friday
time is
the
it there?
13th.
It is Friday. Yeah, I'll have you know that Friday the 13th is a great day. Just so you know what tomorrow's going to be like, and it is 10 a.m. Mo, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. That's not so
Yeah.
bad, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about this earlier, but we're looking at winter ahead, and you're looking at summer at this point, right?
Yeah, and it
Very
was
cool.
a long winter. We don't have the snow here in Victoria. We have it up in the mountains, so it's tolerable. It's not like my Michigan winters of
Yeah.
yesteryears with
Yeah.
the snow belt and everything else.
Wow. Quite the
Lake effect
change.
doesn't happen there, huh?
Yeah, nah. Like people in Victoria, people go to the snow. So they actually get in their car and they drive to like what they call a mountain range. It's not a mountain range, but anyway, no, I'm just kidding. It is, and it's very expensive to ski and a holiday. What we would call what our vacations are called in the States. Yeah, I should have actually. Now that I think about it, next time we catch up, I'm going to do an Australian slang contest for you guys.
Oh,
Oh,
there you
that'd be
go.
fun.
That'll
We
be
I
already
fun.
might
know
be
what
able to.
we already know what a ute is.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do.
Oh man. Well, listen, you've got some exciting things going on right now, right?
Yeah, it's been a crazy year. I released my first single as an artist here in Australia in April, which was the start of our lockdown, which was, like I was telling you guys, has been a pretty strict lockdown. So for the past 6 months, I have been releasing music because that's what musicians do, right? It's
That's
like,
right.
and it's for everybody else, but it's even more so for our own like mental health and everything else. So,
And
Right.
your first release, what was the title of that?
oh, still that girl.
Still that girl.
Mhm.
Um, and and you were giving us a little bit of a briefing on that. So you're from Michigan, and still that girl is kind of about it's a biographical story from you, right?
Yeah, actually, the creative process in songwriting for me changes quite frequently. Sometimes it's just literally old school pen in hand, and other times it can be like we were talking about the other day. Maybe you hear a melody in your head, and you like have to get it somewhere recorded, but with Still That Girl, and not to sound too airy-fairy, but it's actually, it's called a meditation process called Thriver Self. And your Thriver Self is the person that you were when you were a younger person, when you felt free and you felt, like you're fearless, really, when you're young. And I was having a conversation with a high school friend of mine, and he was like, yeah, when my Thriver Self, I was playing baseball, I was on the pitcher's mound. And he goes, what was yours? And I'm like, oh, my Thriver Self, I would have been riding my Honda 50. And so I wrote a song about how fun it was to be, that age. And I think that's a connection. It's not necessarily, Still That Girl, could be Still That Boy. Everybody's got like a favorite childhood memory. And when you're going through, times that are difficult, like COVID and, the uncertainty of the whole world entirely, it's nice just to be able to close your eyes for a minute and connect back with who that person was, because they never leave you.
And I think that is a beautiful introduction. Thank you. And let's all share Still That Girl.
Here we go.
Driving up 115 just north of Cadillac, it's God's country. List the sound of the Eagles we were singing along to. Take it easy. Wild were my summers on the lazy river, sitting on the deck of the treehouse. Full tank of gas in my little Honda 50, riding along Long Street, singing loud. Still that girl on a mini bike, watching the tall trees passing by. Way to the house of the porcupine, just down that 2-track, lost in time. Local friends sat in folding chairs, round a dancing fire, drinking amaretto. Still hear the sounds of the laughter down the Betsy Valley, under a blanket of stars. Mom and Dad bought this place from a hippie, this house we all know and love. The middle, pot-bellied stove, flowers and some jars. Still that girl on a mini bike, watching the tall trees passing by. The way to the house of the porcupines, just down that 2-track, lost in time. Still that girl on a mini bike, watching the tall trees passing by. Way to the house of the porcupines, just down that 2-track, lost in time. Still feel the magic of these times in my heart. Although time has flown by, we are never far apart. The years have passed and now I'm there. Remember the good times that we had. I'm still that girl on a mini bike, watching the tall trees passing by. The way to the house of the porcupines, just down that 2-track, lost in time. Still that girl on a mini bike, watching the tall trees passing by. The way to the house of the porcupines, just down that 2-track, lost in time. Still that girl and I'm still there. Still that girl and I'm still there. Still that girl and I'm still there. Still that girl on a mini bike.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you. I get a
I-
little teary.
Yeah. I think when I first listened to this song and we had some exchanges, you took me to a spot when I toured in Michigan with my then girlfriend, who's now my wife, and I remember traveling between Cadillac and Traverse, and it wasn't a porcupine that came running out from, and we probably took the top half of it off with the truck, but it was a raccoon that was the size of a large Labrador.
Oh, a raccoon.
That came, yeah,
And there's lots of bear. There's lots of bear up there too. And I know you guys have your share of elks and all that sort of stuff walking around. But yeah, there's a lot of. I referenced a street called Long Street, and they're all real places. But I referenced Long Street, and sure enough, in Benzie County, you can see black bear. You know, and it's funny because I don't think my parents really worried too much about me back then. I literally, like, I just get on my bike and I wouldn't come back to our second place up in northern Michigan. I wouldn't come back to the treehouse until I was out of gas. That was me.
I had it when I was younger. My father had a Honda 90 that was
okay.
the same age as I was, and he showed me how to ride it. And when I took off on it, he kind of shook his head, like, "Okay, you made it back. You're not supposed to ride out on the streets, but I'm glad you're okay." And
there you go. Well, it's interesting because with that video, as I was mentioning to you guys earlier, it was, making the decision to produce the video here in Australia and to try to make it, as realistic as possible. Hence why there was a Mustang. And the young girl is an actor. She's of no relation to me, but she's a beautiful, beautiful young girl. And she was lovely on the day. I just met her literally on the day of the shoot. And she climbed on, not a Honda 50, that's like an 80. And she climbed on, and I took her through the gear pattern out in what we call a paddock. And I rode on the back of the bike with her and showed her how to click the different gear patterns. And she was off and running. But I'll give a shout out to Holly Tisma, who was the little actor, and also Jay Sini, who produced the video from Blacklist.
that's awesome.
Very good.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Good video, job, and it's
now,
great telling visually of what's going on.
Now, I seem to remember that song did pretty well, though, right? In the Australian charts and everything.
Yeah. So the song is still, like, I'm still riding that wave of it being my debut song. I have to watch if I'm speaking in Australian or English or American, being the Aussie American that I am now. But so it released on the 20th of April this year, and it was #1 on the Australian country iTunes charts. And so basically, what that means is that it released and everyone jumped, all my lovely friends and family and fans jumped on and purchased the iTunes song. Right. So I had a little boost, and then, a few days later I released the video. But yeah, when I'm told, it's all about consistency. So I've got got to keep that up.
There's definitely a whole process that you have to go through.
That is cool. So was this and I'm only asking on a strategic standpoint. Was this a planned boost? Was this something that you'd worked towards, warned people about, and knew what you were going into, or was this completely accidental and now you have the formula?
Oh, well, no, I had everything planned as far as the music is concerned. Like the music's been in the works for a year or two.
I just mean on the charting, on the actually.
No, I don't write. You guys can probably appreciate this. I don't write to chart. I write to share my heart and to, you know what I mean? Like it was a blessing. It was great. But I can't complain.
No. That's
and nobody
awesome.
really knows. I mean, I'm it's not like I'm this famous country artist here in Australia, because I'm not. But I just absolutely love what I do, and I haven't been able to play any of my originals since they've been released live.
Oh wow!
Because of COVID. Yeah.
That's kind of sad. I mean, just for our viewers. We usually do live stuff on here, but because because we have the videos that were released, and later we'll play Mickey's video also, because these are it's an opportunity to actually play the videos that are released, which most of the time you don't have. But
really
so
appreciate
that's
it.
why we're showing those today. And Jason's gonna play something later anyway. So we'll have a little bit of live music on here. So don't fret. Don't fret.
Yeah, don't fret. We haven't run down the
But let me
production.
ask you another question that some of our viewers will be interested in. So are you self-published?
Yeah, I'm an independent.
Okay.
Independent. And what we have here in Australia, which I'm sure my friend and your friend as well, Michael Saletta, has shared with you as well. When we release here as an independent, I release through an organization called AMRAP. And AMRAP reaches the songs out to community radio. And I would have to say that if it wasn't for community radio, like, they have been so wonderful in the country music scene here in Australia. On the backside of Still That Girl, I did all my own promotion because I had a bit of time on my hands at the beginning of COVID. So I reached out and made, I think I had, it could be slightly on or off, around 40 interviews on the backside of releasing that song.
Nice.
Oh, that's
and
that's
as you
great.
know, as an independent and reaching out, and everyone was really excited. It's kind of funny though, because when you're on the phone and you call into a station and they hear this like American accent, and I'm like, yeah, I've lived in Australia for almost 15, 20 years. They're like, yeah, but no, they think it's funny, so it's good. And I can start my morning in northern Queensland, and I can end my afternoon in Perth in Western Australia, and have these beautiful conversations with these people, and it's wonderful. So I'm really, really, really thankful for that, and obviously thankful for catching up with you guys too.
Yeah, no,
Oh, this is a
fantastic.
joy. This is I've been looking forward to this, Sandee. This is
Thanks, Jason.
We know we have like a viewership in Australia because of you guys, you, Michael, everybody, and it's we appreciate that. We think it's pretty cool. We actually I use that when I'm talking to for trying to book people. I say, hey, people are going to watch you in Australia. They're like,
g'day, mate.
It's a wonderful telling story of a really special time, and it plays in the video and in a song, and so all of everything was deserved. It's a beautiful song.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I don't know if you can see it in the chat through the thing, but Mickey actually gave you a compliment about the song in the private chat.
No, I can't
section.
see the chat. Oh, hang on. Yeah. I'll click over to private chat. Oh, thanks, Mickey. Thank you.
So you released this song in April. Then you had a wonderful amount of promotion you were able to do with it. Then what happened after you moved from that song to the next?
Okay, so again, working with my producer, we had already mixed and mastered. I have an EP coming out at the beginning of the year, 2021. So we'd already mixed and mastered a reimagined version of Don't Stop. And the reason why I decided to release that song during COVID is we countrified it. So it's got like there's some banjo in it, and it's really kind of cool vibe. And I just really connected with the lyric, and I've been a working muso for a long time. Even in Michigan, I was always singing in cover bands and doing different things. So I always try my best when I'm singing other people's music to connect with the lyrics. So, don't stop thinking about tomorrow is a great message for everyone worldwide. So yeah, we can't play that song today, but that was the next release. So that was
a nice teaser for the release next year.
Yeah. There's lots of good. Yeah, there's a few songs on there that I'm not going to release as singles. So yeah,
right.
Little special ones.
Right,
well,
that's cool.
I forget what I was going to ask now. Go ahead, Jason. I forget what my question.
That's all right.
So and then I guess it was in August, early September. Was it September? you had another release party, and I was able to make it.
Yeah, you
For that-
did.
for that,
You did, and we used StreamYard because we used StreamYard because of you guys. We were like, hey,
You hear that, StreamYard?
Yeah. There we go. Whoa,
Give me a free month.
Yeah. And because our COVID restrictions here in Victoria, because like I was saying earlier, we were on lockdown and have been now COVID free for 14 days.
That is
However,
awesome.
we spent 6 months in a house with some pretty strict rules around there's a radius around how far away we could go from our home and getting out for exercise and all that sort of thing. So when I released my third song, I co-wrote, the song's called Last Time, and I co-wrote that with Michael Saletta, who you guys would know very well. Michael and I have known each other for close to 10 years now. He's just a great, as we would call bloke. He's a great guy. And yeah, that's an Aussie term. And we have known each other for ages. We work together in a children's music business, entertaining children. And, there's nothing better than giving back and seeing the little faces. If you ever didn't think you were a rock star, try having a sing with someone under 5. And so that's how I first met Michael. We worked together. And then we were in a duo called Detroit Point 5. And I was from, I guess Aussies are like, where are you from? I'm like, Detroit. Not really, but close enough. An hour north. And now you guys know Michael's from Sale. He doesn't know a lot about it. No, I'm just kidding. No, just teasing, Michael.
Throwing Michael under the bus.
Wow. Is it called a bus?
Just teasing. So he was the Point 5, but it was his idea. He's like, let's call the band Detroit Point 5. So we started our little playing journey together at the Relay for Life. So we do an annual Relay for Life gig together, and then that was about 7 years ago here in outside of Melbourne, and we've been playing kind of sort of ever since. And about maybe 2 years ago or so, we started doing some solo work, and we co-wrote the song. So yeah, it's called Last Time.
Yeah,
Let's hear it.
Well, you broke my heart when you left me there. Tears flowing down my face, sitting on my front stairs. See, you acted like you didn't care. Got in your car and you drove somewhere. Last time you said goodbye. Last time you make me cry. Yeah. Last time you break my heart. Tell me from the start. Last time. Couldn't help myself. Had to know. So I followed you down, that winding road. In the blinding rain, all my fears came true when I saw her there. She was holding you. Last time you said goodbye. Last time you make me cry. Yeah. Last time you break my heart. Tell me from the start. Last time. I had enough empty promises, broken dreams, and all your lies. I couldn't move, too paralyzed. Why don't you be a man? last time you broke my heart. No more, no. Should've told me from the start. All those lies had enough, so I said goodbye.
Like, it kind of lays it right out there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I noticed we had another Mustang.
Yeah, fastback. Which I did own one. That was my very first Mustang, and yet again, yes, another true story. So, and it was interesting because when I wrote the song with Michael, we were in rehearsal for something, and he was playing a melody on his guitar, and I started just to sing along with the melody, and he, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I said quite directly, singing, you know, why don't you be a man? And then I walked away going, where's all this like anger coming from? You know, I've been married for 27 years. What's this? So, you know, it took me a week or two to really think about it. And, you know, I connected the dots, and I realized that this emotion was coming from, you know, brokenhearted Sandee of like maybe 17, 18 years old. And then I thought to myself, wow, you know, it's actually a song that I could write that would maybe empower people that, you know, follow your intuition. And if there's smoke, there's usually fire. And, you know, just to put your foot down and say, that's it. And, you know, if I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't even be here with my husband and my kids here in Australia. So.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
I
a,
mean,
that's a good observation. Yeah.
Yeah.
and those are the
Like,
stories you need to tell. I mean,
yeah, well, right. And the process, and sometimes they're not so organic. Like, for instance, I had a writing session the other day, co-writing around the world, and we were writing for now it's just come out of now it's just slipped my mind. The movie with Kevin Costner, or not the movie, a Netflix show. What's it called? Do you know what I'm talking about? Yellowstone. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yellowstone,
it.
yeah.
So we had a topic, and we were like, right, what are we going to write about? And we all researched, and we sat around on a Zoom meet and greet, like many songwriters do in COVID.
Right.
And yeah, just put a little tune together called
That's
"What
fantastic.
Do Cowboys Do?"
That's fantastic.
that's cool. That is cool.
I feel far away, but not so much, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's
It still brought some of it with you. That's all.
yeah.
Listen, as long as we're talking about Michael, I have this to throw up there because Michael's going to be. Are you involved in this at all?
I'm attending, but I'm not involved.
You're attending.
Yes.
Okay, so Michael's going to be on a panel on this. Michael Soletto, one of our alums, the 27th through 29th. You can go to, I think it's virtualmusicmanager.com and find a way to sign up, or you can just do a search on Indie Musician Summit and you'll be able to find it. But if you're interested, if you're a songwriter and you want to take a look at that, you should definitely do that.
most
Yeah.
definitely. Most definitely. I think it's time for a bit of a quiz, don't you?
Do you? Okay.
I do.
Oh,
So
Now we've mentioned, we've actually coerced Sandee into mentioning that she's really not from Detroit. She's from about an hour north.
That's right.
And can you tell us exactly where you're from? Because we like to pinpoint the little map dots. Eventually, we'll have a little corkboard with little pins all over it.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea. It's not going to be like altitude and all of that. I don't need to know the longitude
Oh, no,
and the
no,
latitude.
no.
Okay, not altitude. You know what I'm saying. I'm not in Colorado, for crying out loud. Yeah.
Did
So
you say you
hometown-
didn't want me to? Did you say you didn't want me to do longitude and latitude?
No.
Okay, I just checked.
No. I'm from a small town called Marysville, Michigan.
Marysville,
Yep.
Michigan.
Yeah.
So-
and there's a
That's what
Marysville, Victoria too.
So where?
Okay.
Where on the
let's
hand?
see if I.
Like right there, right?
Okay. Oh shoot. How am I doing? Let's see. Oh, far out. Like like there.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Yeah. So right across from the Blue Water Bridge, which is across from Sarnia, and I grew up along the lakes, the Great Lakes, which is great. And I'm sure I'm going to get quizzed on it, so I'm not going to say anything.
Well, let's get started. And first of all,
no.
let's say that this is what you're playing for. So this is my hometown. This is a game we play with every guest.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you
I've seen it before.
if you win, you get this special mug.
I'll send you one of mine.
That'll be excellent. That'll be excellent. And those are the merch plugs, folks, right there.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask you 3 questions. You need to answer 2 correctly in order to win. Okay.
Lord.
So I always, this is my fallback question when I'm not quite sure what to ask. This is a very small town. It's not even, there's no downtown, right? It's just like there's like really no central district like there is in a normal town. That's what I read.
No, growing up, we had an arcade. So I used to play a Mean Galaga. Now I'm showing my age. I used to love Miss Pac-Man and all of that. So we had an arcade. And then right next to the arcade was McDonald's. So we used to hang out, throw pickles on the wall, cruise around, and we go cruising.
There you go.
So you could like cruise through Marysville up into Port Huron.
Very good.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Well, let's get started. So question number 1, Jason's going to keep score. He uses his fingers and his toes.
Yeah.
What county is Marysville in?
St. Clair County.
That is correct. St. Clair County. How's she doing, Jason?
We have one.
Okay. All right. Here's question 2.
Okay.
What is the name of the river that Marysville sits next to?
St. Clair River.
Oh, Jason, how's she doing?
2.
She's got 2. All right. So did you notice a pattern developing? Yeah. All right. Let's see if I can break pattern. What Canadian province lies across the river?
I want to say Ontario, but I'm not 100% sure if that's the province. Oh, sorry, all my Canadian friends. I do have some Canadian. I would say Ontario.
Ontario is correct.
Yay!
You went 3 for 3.
3 for 3.
We used to snowmobile.
You'll be winning.
Oh, I'm so excited. Whoops.
Stay
Cheers.
weird.
Can't wait.
Let me
Just in time for summer. Now you can have your cold tea in a Weird Turn Pro mug.
Yes.
Are they big on tea in Australia?
Yes. But the tea here is usually warm tea. Like our iced tea, people don't know what iced tea is, and they sure as heck wouldn't put sugar in it. That's very American. They're like, you put sugar in your bread too. I'm like, I don't know why we do that, but to taste like proper bread here in bakeries, it's beautiful. And then you go back to have like some bread in the States and you can like taste how sugary it is. We like everything sweet though, don't we?
Well, I can tell you, having traveled a lot, I like the desserts when I travel a lot more because they aren't as sweet. They don't have, the sugar doesn't wipe out all the flavor in whatever you eat. So
right.
It's actually better. Listen, we got time for just one more thing to talk about that I wanted to make sure we get out there, that you're going to have a new song coming out, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah. The very first song that I ever wrote. So I'm a bit of a late bloomer around songwriting. I've been in the music industry for a super, super long time. Done all the hard yards of lots of gigs and lots of great live shows, which is what I'm missing right now, which a lot of people obviously have been missing. So I can't wait to get back out to do that. But I only started songwriting a couple of years ago. So I was always the kid that walked around with, a journal or a diary, and I was always keeping, notes and things like that. But I'd never really officially songwrote. And I was inspired to write a song on the weekend of a dear, dear friend of mine whose daughter passed away from cystic fibrosis. And when I wrote the song, originally it was done in a demo, and it was done the day she passed away. So it was highly emotive, and it wasn't, it was just, basically a demo version of the song that was only meant to be heard by her family. And I wasn't quite sure when I was going to deliver that song, but I did send it like within a couple of weeks of her passing. She didn't make it to her 21st birthday. I sent it to her. They live in Texas. So on the backside of that song, which is called Hummingbird, my producer and I sat down. His name's Michael Zammit. He lives in the same town that Michael Saletta lives in. We sat down and we talked about the fact that I love the song. It's called Hummingbird. It's a beautiful song. It has nothing to do with me at all. Like, you won't see me on the front cover of the single or anything. It's all about Natalie. And yeah, we reinvented the song to be a celebration of her life. So that's the vibe that you'll get. There's a lot of really cool, there's a slide guitar in it, and there's a lot of really good, and the lyric in the song is legends say that hummingbirds float free of time. And it's all about her just showing us how to live life, because the short time that she was here on earth, she was such a beautiful person. And so and I also want to align again with cystic fibrosis. I did align with them for the demo, but I want to align now with the official release.
Sure.
So
yeah, when do you think we should expect that?
Yeah, soon. I'm just waiting for a date to come out for my my distributor. So that'll be coming out on the backside of Last Time, because Last Time just came out in September. So I'm just trying to release as much as I can before before the EP.
That's
all right. We just want people to know when to look for it. So
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, keep us posted, and we'll.
I will.
On the show, or we'll have you back on, perhaps when that happens.
I'd love to.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here, and we really appreciate it.
Have a beautiful Friday.
Down there, we said hi. Yeah. And
thank you. I will.
And enjoy the rest of our tomorrow.
Okay. Cheers. All right. All the best. Have a great show. The rest of the show, and hi to Mickey.
Thank you, Sandee.
Okay. Bye.
All right, that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, I like new music, and we've got some more new music coming up from Mickey Zetts in a little bit. But I'm gonna do a little bit of business here. So, first of all, as she was talking about, people can't play right now in a lot of places. So we want to talk about these two organizations. Save Our Stage is a national organization that you can donate to. You can, I believe they have merch at both of these places that the proceeds go to help venues that are struggling right now. So the Save Our Stages is a national one. That's through the National Independent Venue Association. And then Drive the Music is Nashville specific. It's about venues here in Nashville. But you can check these out, and if you can help them out, go ahead and help them out, because it'll bring live music back. These places will still exist for live music when this is all over. So we want to make sure those places survive. The other thing I want to mention is Jason and I together have a single that we released a few weeks ago called If You Were Me. It's available everywhere for either streaming or download. It's not doing too shabby right now, so we're kind of happy about that. And you can request it. If you have an Americana station in particular that you like, go ahead and send a request in for it.
Please,
and get them to play it. But for right now, I think, Jason, you're going to take a swing here at a live. We promised everybody a couple live songs, so we're going to give you a chance to play a live song here. So what are you going to play for us today?
So I'm going to play my Time Matters song, partially because we kind of went down a little bit of a memory lane, and I terribly enjoyed all of Sandee's work, and because Mickey's coming back on, and he's part of probably some of the little establishments that I was probably walking through at this point. So
he's in the song.
not really, but yeah, sort of.
I can see him in our virtual green room.
Used to think I knew my way around this town. I could stop at any neighborhood, dive around, make a friend or two, play some cutthroat blue, pour the run on the table, or a move. Now I'm asking strangers on the street how to find the places we have planned to meet. I'm so worried about what I might say. I hope I don't embarrass myself today. 'Cause you make time matter. I wish I had some more with you. My life is all in tatters, so in love I don't know what to do. Now I find myself awake at dawn every day, looking forward to what you have to say. I can't remember where I'm supposed to be, just keep wishing that you were here with me. 'Cause you make time matter. I wish I had more with you. My life is all in tatters, so in love I don't know what to do. 'Cause you make time matter. I wish I had more with you. My life is all in tatters, so in love I don't know what to do. Used to think I knew my way around this town.
I still like that
Yeah.
song. It's a very Simon and Garfunkel song for you.
Yeah, I know. Well, you said that, and then I couldn't understand what you were saying, and then I took some time and I learned to play America the way it probably should be played, and I was like, oh, now I know what he's talking about. A lot of the little walking chords. So,
all right, hey, a little bit more business here. We got
awesome.
If you want to be on the show, this is how you do it. You can just go to our website, weirdpros.com. There's a form on there. You fill that form out and away you go. We'll listen to some music and we'll give you a call. There's some rules right here to be aware of. Today's show is a little bit different because we're premiering music that's been released. So we're doing some videos, but and you really need to be quarantining together if you're going to play together. Okay.
So what do you got for us?
I got a song for you. Well, first of all, I did release this song last week, Mistletoe Blues, because that's when you have to release Christmas songs before I'm even going to be allowed to play it. So
yeah.
Anyway, go find it, add it to your Christmas playlist. It's kind of fun. It's about standing under the mistletoe forever and getting nothing.
Well, that's because you were driving that Mustang that was in Sandee's.
I know. So this is like I said, our daughter was here for the last few weeks. She is now up in Philly, getting ready to start a new job, has a new apartment. But this is a song I wrote for her the day she was born. I went home from the hospital and wrote this song.
Love this song.
And it's kind of fitting because this song actually almost got picked up by Cup of Soup in Australia for a commercial a long back in the 90s. But that's how old this song is. I mean, my daughter's an adult, so that's the way it is. So this is called As You Grow. Egyptian kings in fancy rings going to the zoo. Bubble gum, the setting sun, boxing kangaroo. Lullabies, coyote cries, diamonds in the rough. Nightingales and dusty trails swimming in the Wondrous as they seem, these things you'll come to know. Find them on the way as you grow. As you grow, as you grow. Hot air balloons and macaroons, a swan down on the lake. Tambourine, a submarine, cookies that you bake. Flying fish, make a wish, church bells in the moon. An apple tree, a bumblebee, a piece of candy corn. I will promise this, time will surely show. The world will come to you as you grow. As you grow, as you grow, all these things and more will wash up on the shore of love's eternal glow as you grow. Here you go, Jason. Red rose and rainbows, cotillions on the lawn. Sailboats and castle moats, a rooster's crow at dawn. Seagulls and baseballs, long walks in the park. Red guitars, the planet Mars, kisses in the dark. Wondrous as they seem, these things will come to know. Find them on the way as you go. As you grow, as you grow. Okay, you have to unmute. Yeah, there you go.
It's good. It's all good. I love that song.
You know, I'm sorry I left you hanging again, as usual.
No.
What happens when I have to push the buttons myself? I get lost. But
it's no problem whatsoever. That is a song that I would have been doing the same thing I was doing sitting here because I love the song. I love the story behind the song, and I love singing behind it. So fortunately, I muted before I started doing that. Otherwise, it would have just been a mess.
There's the version that you can get anywhere. Steve Goody plays all the instruments on it for me. He's a great musician down here in Nashville. Has his own studio, Perfect Pitch Studio. Very reasonable. Plus, you get a guy who, if you say I need this on the song, he just picks it up and plays it, whatever it is, or sits at the piano and plays it, whatever it is, he plays it. Up in the corner there, you see a sponsor, Longtree Botanicals, CBD products you can order online. They provide income for us to give to the artists. So that's make sure you're checking it out. Again, Belcourt Taps is providing us with gift certificates. The question today for our viewers, I see Rick is online, so I'm expecting any moment an answer here. But the question again was, when the fake zombies who were formed after the zombies broke up here in the United States were told by the zombies to stop touring as the zombies, two of the members went off and formed a new band with another member. The question is, what was the name of that new band? And they became wildly famous and are still famous. So
and Mickey, you can't answer
that out. Yeah. So in fact, speaking of Mickey, I think we should bring him on board. What do you say?
I think that would be excellent.
All right,
welcome.
Let's get him out of that virtual green room.
Hi guys.
How you doing, buddy? Oh, look, he's got a mug.
There you go. Look at that.
Beautiful.
He's staying weird.
Very nice.
This is proof that you actually do send the mugs out.
We do send the mugs out. It's, we're not just saying it.
So you guys doing?
Come
Good?
back.
Yes.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Good.
How are things up in New York?
Well, it's looking like we're gonna get another wave. It's kind of, getting over it a little bit, but
yeah,
hunkering down, doing our thing.
Well, hopefully we start at the beginning of the year. We start seeing vaccine rolling out. I hope so.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their fingers crossed on that. So
My toes are crossed too. I mean,
it's going to be a while, but yeah, it'll be good things. So what's new with you? We understand there's something new with you.
Yeah, well, we got this new song that I was inspired the last time I was on here because, you guys like to talk about songs and what songs are really about, and it's not just I like the sound of this song or I like the feeling behind the song. You guys actually like to break it down. So when I was on last time, this one wasn't in the can yet, and I was like, I really wish I could have played this song for the guys because there's a good story that goes with it. But before we get into any of that, I think we should watch it or listen to it first, just so you can have your own idea of what you think the song's about and that kind of thing.
Excellent.
All right, let's do that. So here's the name of the song is The Long Walk.
just a small boy. We'll sing till we forget. We'll sing just like we did when I was just a small boy. We'll sing till we forget. sing just like we did when I was just a small boy. We'll sing till we forget. We'll sing just like we did when I was just a small boy. We'll sing till we forget.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So that video was actually shot. It started out with me just locally taking pictures of just taking a walk and
Right.
stuff. And then a friend of mine, Walter, went out to Arizona and New Mexico for a weekend. And while he was out there, I was like, man, get me some shots, you know, because it's a long walk. You know? So he sent me a whole bunch of that footage, and you know, that's where all that came from. The song, like, it has absolutely nothing to do with that video, but you know, you got to. I feel like when you put a song out, people want to see a visual. It makes them, you know, lock in a little more, you know, than just hearing, you know, what
I agree.
a song and lyrically, you know. A lot of people don't listen to lyrics, you know, which I always find funny as a songwriter, because that's like the whole story. Like when somebody tells me, you know, I released the song Agatha, what I played last time I was on the show.
Right.
And they were talking, a friend of mine was like, man, I would really like to hear that story, because I had no idea that was about Agatha Christie. And I'm like, well, you know, it's you write things well enough, it can be about anything the person listening to it wants it to be about, you know?
Right. Exactly.
But it's interesting, though, when people want to hear what a story is behind a song. So my wife told me I should never tell this story. And I'm going to preface it with that, because it is kind of a downer. But this is the only time I'm ever going to speak about it publicly. But The Long Walk was about my mother, who suffered from Alzheimer's disease. And when she had to be put into a facility, I was not in a very good financial state at that point. So she was in a facility out in Westfield, New Jersey, and I would take a train out there. And then I would walk 3 miles with a guitar on my back to go see her. And then walk another 3 miles back to take the train home. And I would sit there in the home with her, and I would play her all these songs that she loved that I wrote. So the song, to me, I didn't write it at that time. It was something more looking back. But that experience became like a living metaphor in the song as to what it's about. I mean, most people, like when my wife first heard that, she thought it was about some chick. You know, like most songs are about some sort of ill-fated love story, whatever. But this is about like losing your, you know, a parent. So, you know, it's got a level to it that you wouldn't necessarily have known just listening to it. You know what I mean?
Well, it has weight. It has weight.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, hearing it and you know, knowing you and having followed you for a while as you moved from becoming, you know, I want to say that the pop songwriter that I knew when we were young, because we're not really young anymore, or I'm not. Yeah. You still seem it.
It's you know what it is. My Thriver self. My Thriver self.
Oh, there you go.
It's the world's worst Peter Pan syndrome. I have the world's worst Peter Pan syndrome. You can.
Thank you, Sandee.
I wake up every day. I reset. I think I'm 20, and there you go.
That's awesome. But I mean, but I watched you go from a guitarist to this passion you have for the bass.
Yeah, well, that bass line is actually how this began.
And that the expression that you were able to bring through a song that has, you know, it is predominantly written with the bass guitar, and that's pretty phenomenal, because that's not an easy task, and that is it's not one of those simple little running bass lines.
Right. Yeah, it was that lick is what kicked off the whole thing. Just that I think I was trying to do something that was a little reminiscent of Simon from The Cure. I think that's where it started up, playing a little bit higher up on the neck, that kind of thing. But then sometimes the song that wants to be, and it just kind of takes over what you're doing,
I popped up this little thing about the Alzheimer's Association because after you had talked to me about the song, and what was interesting was I found this logo with the word walk in it, and and I thought, wow, this is like everything is
it's kismet. Yeah. Well, you know what? I would ask anybody that if you enjoyed the song tonight, or if you want to have a listen to it again, it's on my YouTube channel now. I just released it, so you can have. And all of these stuff is going to be on an EP I'm going to put out. Probably, maybe not make it in time for Christmas, but definitely by next year. But if you like the song, please, donate to the Alzheimer's Association, because they're a good group, and hopefully nobody will have to take any more long walks.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
It's funny when you were talking about, not talking about what a song is about. I actually used music in some of my theater classes to talk about deconstructionism, because I talk about, I play a song and say, what's it about? And if there are 30 students in the room, there are 30 ideas about what the song is about. It's whatever they take away from it, right? It's the whole Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds concept,
Right, yeah.
What is it about? Well, it's not, So it's interesting because, that's an interesting concept for you to bring up in relationship to this, but it's also good to know in this instance, the underlying, at least causation of the song, what was behind the song.
Yeah. Once you hear that story and you listen to it again, the lyrics are very apparent. It's almost like I'm banging you over the head with it, but but if you're not in the know, it's just like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool,
Yeah,
right.
It's got a groove,
and it's actually it's an important concept for, I think for songwriters to understand too, because, for instance, I write some songs, Jason writes some songs. There are songs that we look at and we go, this is a Red Dirt Poet song, right? That we're going to record this together. There are other songs where there's such a singer-songwriter song that, I'm going to record that myself, because it's really, I'm kind of being selfish, but it's me, and there are other songs that I can externalize a little bit, and, those are easier to do as a group, but, which is sometimes part of the problem with writing in groups to me, is that, my fear with writing in groups is always that Jason and I do it together, and we still get a little formulaic at times. And when you're in a larger group, I always feel like it might tend to get too formulaic for me. It could be fine for the business, but for me, it
creates a product, and oftentimes it's a very good product, and it can do it in a shorter amount of time, and it can be the refinement process doesn't take as long, because you got a few more ideas going into it to kind of sand it down as it's coming out. But I think in some cases, on some of the things that I've written, the point of the song, the blade, that, so to speak, that you're actually trying to cut through with, can't be sanded down, and that might be what starts going away once you get more minds into it and saying that doesn't fit with what we're thinking. But But this is clearly, this is a very personal walk and a personal song. It is a beautiful song, and I was watching you from a secondhand perspective as a lot of this was going on, and so I probably understood a little bit more of what you were talking about the first time I heard it, without connotation otherwise, because I know you as Mickey, the guy who was going through that when it was happening. And excellent work.
Thank you. I appreciate you remembering that too, because it's you don't always remember the details of what your friends go through. So I appreciate that. It
was happening when I was watching, when I was I had small children, and I was living between a crib and a toddler bed on the floor for 2 hours as everybody fell asleep. And so I was kind of to a certain extent, my heart was going out to you as that was going on. And
I know exactly how that is, my friend. Going through that myself these days.
Yes, exactly. So there's time in there. As Sandee said, she's through the tunnel. Mo has confessed to being through the tunnel. I am at a different stage of the tunnel, and you're just starting.
Oh.
It's okay. The tunnel's fun most of the time. It's okay.
It's hard to look at it. There are days there are times when it doesn't feel like it'll ever end, but you miss every one of those moments. And thank you, Mo, for sharing your song of the delight of a person when your child is born. I mean,
yeah,
we're all through all parts of it. That's life. That's what we write about. And
right.
And I have to say, kind of putting both Mo's song and your song, Mickey, in the show today gives us a nice expression along the way. And thank you so much for sharing your story with us and the song with us. Everybody, please take another listen. Just stand there with it playing, close your eyes, and take the walk. That's a powerful song.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, we really appreciate you stopping by and sharing this with us. And
thank
we
you
want
for
you to
having
keep doing
back, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
We want you to keep doing that. Stay in touch, and when you've, every time you've, got something new that you want to share with us, and
Wait,
even if you don't have something new, you can come back. I think we're almost at. I think we've done enough shows that we might be able to put together a guitar pool here.
Yeah, that could be fun
with the latest group, and try to do something like that, or
Yeah, that could be a fun.
The best of show takes a lot of work for me, so I would rather just do the guitar pool.
I think a guitar. You know what? The guitar pool. I do think it is a lot of fun, and it's a good chance for everybody to meet. And since generally we have one. This is the first time we've had two separate guests on the show at any given time. Having the guests get together and play, I think that is a really fun way to pass some time and share some songs, and get some different opinions live, which I think is really what we as songwriters are looking for in a lot of ways. So,
all right.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, everybody who's watching, thank you so much for watching. Just so you know, the answer to the question today, what's the name of the band that formed after the fake zombies were told they had to stop touring? The name of the band was ZZ Top. As usual, Rick McJura has spelled it out letter by letter. But we hope that we'll try to make the questions easier. Maybe we can get somebody else to win. And you know what? I'm actually thinking of changing the format because I don't know. We'll figure it out, and we'll figure out how to do it. But anyway, look, thanks again for watching, everybody. Thanks to Mickey. Thanks to Sandee for being on the show. We really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thank you to the guests. Thank you.
Fun.
Yeah, thank you everybody who stopped by. It's been another wonderful Thursday.
And remember, as Hunter S. Thompson wrote, when the going gets weird,
the weird turn pro.
Yes, they do. And there it is. All right, we'll see y'all next week.
Have a great week.